Nope, not Caitlin. Sorry if that disappoints.
Why do you hurt me and treat me like you do? What have I ever done to deserve this from you?
Hello everyone, it is Thursday. I have switched with Caitlin this week because I am extremely busy this weekend with family stuff and knew that I wouldn't be able to make a video. So this week we're talking about bullying, and I feel like it's a very relevant topic because of some stuff that's been going on in the United States recently. I work for a news station, so I know a lot about the news, and there's a story about this girl up in the New England states. Her name was Phoebe Prince. She actually committed suicide. She was 15 years old, and after she committed suicide they realized that it was because of incessive bullying, and there was a group of about 7 teenagers who have been arrested for this because they say that the actions and the persistent bullying and harassment led her to commit suicide, that they are being held responsible for her death. I would say that the majority of my bullying happened when I was in my preteen years, between the ages of 9 and 13. It was actually when I was in 5th grade through right when I started high school, and I was very lucky that I didn't get teased very much when I was in high school. In fact, later when I was in college, I got messaged by a girl who I went to high school with, who I kind of knew, like I knew of her, but I wasn't friends with her, and she made a comment to me about, wow, I'm really surprised that you even accepted my friendship on Facebook because you were one of the popular girls. And I'm like, what high school did you go to? Like, I was not one of the popular girls. So I would say that most of my bullying was when I was younger, and it was specifically by 3 people. And I remember all of their names, and they were all boys. And I know a lot of times people are like, oh, well, when boys pick on you, it's because they like you. No, that was not the case in my, there's no way that they liked me. No way that they liked me, because they were just that horrible to me that it was not going to happen. I had some awesome hair. You can imagine, with my hair being curly, like this right here has taken years to perfect. And so I had some really, really bad hair, and so I got picked on a lot for my hair. That, and I've always been bigger, not necessarily fat. I don't think I was fat at all when I was younger. I remember when I was 9, I was in a size 9. When I was 10, I was in a size 10. When I was 11, I was in an 11. When I was 12, I was in 12. And that carried on for several years because I just knew, oh, well, when I turn 16, I'm gonna be in a 16. And so I was bigger than all the other girls. All the other girls in 5th grade were wearing, juniors, size 2, stuff like that. So I got picked on a lot by them specifically, and it was the same boys, and they were best friends, and they would all kind of gang up and poke fun at me and blah, 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 blah. I took it and internalized it like most people do and just didn't handle it well. It reached its maximum when I was in the 8th grade. And there was this girl who was on the basketball team that I ended up making a comment to that she did not enjoy. And I have a very sarcastic humor, and so it was something kind of sarcastic. And she didn't enjoy it, and she gave me this look like, you're gonna die, and started telling everybody about how she was going to beat me up. There were several Samanthas in my grade. One of them was popular, one of them was semi-popular, and then there was me. And I remember these 3 boys were sitting there, and the girl said, well, I'm going to beat Samantha up. And they were like, why would you beat Samantha up? She's so cool. And then the girl goes, no, Samantha Smith. And they were like, oh, yeah, get her. And started helping her plot ways to find me in the hallway and take me down. And I used to walk home from school when I was in that grade. Whenever I'd get off of school, I would fast-paced run it to my grandmother's house, and look behind me and, are they following me? Are they following me? Eventually I ended up going up to her, and I just couldn't take it anymore, and I went up to her and I was like, look, obviously I said something to you wrong, and I didn't mean it, and I apologize. So will you forgive me? And this was very bold-faced of me to say, because I knew, okay, well, either she's going to forgive me or she's just going to take me down right here. So I made sure that I did it in a hallway where a lot of people were visible, but I didn't say it loud, so that if she was to take me down, there would be a lot of witnesses. But needless to say, she forgave me, and that was the end of it. Really, pretty much after that, when I got into high school, those guys left me alone. I think it was just because my high school was large. There's a couple thousand people that went to my high school. My class in general was 700 people when I was in 9th grade, so they left me alone after that. And then I started, getting involved in a lot of stuff, and actually became friends with some of the popular people, and so they kind of left me alone. But I think one of the issues that I have as far as bullying and things of that nature that a lot of people probably have is I don't tell people. When stuff happens to us, we tend to not tell anybody. And I never told my parents that any of this ever happened. In fact, if they're watching this video now, they're probably like, we didn't know that that happened to you. Because I just never told them, because my logical thinking in my head was, well, if I tell them, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to go to the teacher? And then that's only going to make it worse, because then the teacher is going to, you know, pull these people aside, and they're just going to taunt and tease me even more and be like, oh, you went to the teacher. Oh, you went to the teacher. So I feel like a lot of people don't think that there's an outlet to go to and there's no one to help them in the situation. I'm here to tell you that there are. The four of us that have already gone have given stories of where we've been bullied and teased, and there's other people who are being bullied and teased, and you can find somebody who can help you and support you, whether or not it's a group of your own friends. Because really, if you have a group of friends that, like, you know, 4 or 5 people in a group, and that bully is not going to beat up 6 of you. And if they do, I don't know what happened. As long as your friends stand up and they don't run away. You know, there's people out there. You can't be silent about stuff like that. And the same goes if you see somebody being bullied. The anniversary of Columbine was this week, and that was one of the big things that they said, you know, the boys had been bullied and teased and picked on. And so they figured, you know, okay, well, we'll just go in and shoot everybody and kill everybody. When you see bullying going on, you need to step up and stop it, because watching it happen and doing nothing about it is just as worse as doing it yourself. I feel like there's been a lot of preaching going on. Preach, 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 preach. Hopefully this whole case in Massachusetts with, I think it's Massachusetts, with Phoebe Prince and all these kids that are on trial for bullying her, I hope they get the strictest punishment possible, because you're mean, mean kids and you need to be punished. You're mean, mean kids. I feel like the old lady, like, on the porch, like, get off my lawn, you old kids.